It was a cold, gray morning in a quiet suburban town just outside of Seattle. The streets were still damp from last night's rain, the kind that seemed to soak through your shoes no matter how fast you walked. At a lonely bus stop, a man in his late 30s sat on a bench, his hands wrapped around a cup of cheap gas station coffee, steam curling up into the chilly air. His name was Jack Miller, a single dad, a mechanic by day, and a Navy SEAL once upon a time. His weathered hands told stories of both love and war. The old backpack beside him didn't just carry his lunch and a few tools. It carried the weight of memories he didn't often talk about. Jack was waiting for the 7:20 bus to the auto shop where he'd recently started working again after months of struggling to get back on his feet. He wasn't one to complain, not even when life felt unfair. The only thing that really mattered to him now was his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Every morning, he'd drop her off at school before heading to the bus stop, always with that same worn-out smile that told her, "Daddy's fine." But that morning, things didn't go as planned. Two bikers, Duke and Randy, came roaring down the street on their loud motorcycles. They were regulars around the area, known for causing trouble. Not real criminals, just the kind who liked intimidating others for a laugh. They saw Jack sitting alone and slowed down. "Look at this guy," Randy laughed, nudging his buddy. "Homeless vet, huh? But he's got a few bucks in that bag." They circled the bus stop like wolves sizing up prey. Jack didn't move. He just sipped his coffee, calm and quiet. "Hey, old man," Duke shouted over the revving engine. "You got a cigarette or something? Maybe some cash?" Jack looked up, his eyes tired but steady. "Sorry, fellas. Just waiting for the bus." That simple, polite line only fueled their arrogance. They parked their bikes and swaggered toward him. One kicked the bench leg, the other snatched Jack's cup and spilled it onto the sidewalk. "Guess you don't need this either," Randy sneered. Jack stood slowly, and for a second, just a second, something shifted. The way he moved wasn't defensive or afraid, it was deliberate, controlled, like muscle memory. But he didn't fight back. Not yet. "Guys," he said softly, "walk away. Please." That calm tone, that quiet warning, it wasn't bravado. It was the kind of voice that came from someone who knew exactly what he was capable of, and wished he didn't have to prove it. But Duke smirked and shoved him hard against the bus stop pole. "What are you gonna do? Tough guy." And that's when the sound of little footsteps echoed down the sidewalk. "Daddy?" Lily was running back. She'd forgotten her lunchbox and had come looking for him. She froze when she saw the bikers. Jack's face changed instantly. The quiet stillness in his eyes turned sharp, like steel. In one smooth motion, before either biker could react, Jack disarmed Duke, twisted his arm behind his back, and had Randy on the ground within seconds. Not with violence, but with precision. A move here, a pressure point there. Years of training resurfaced, not for revenge, but for protection. Lily watched in awe as her father calmly stood between her and the two men. "You picked the wrong guy today," he said. "But I'm giving you a chance. Walk away." Something about the way he said it, not loud, not threatening, hit them harder than a punch ever could. They scrambled up, speechless, and backed away toward their bikes. Duke muttered, "Who the hell are you?" Jack just gave a small, tired smile. "Someone who's seen enough fighting to know it's not worth it." The bikers left without another word. A minute later, the bus pulled up. The driver, an older woman named Marcia who'd known Jack for months, had seen part of what happened. She opened the door and said, "You okay, Jack?" He nodded, holding Lily's hand. "We're good. Just another day." But that moment didn't fade. A few weeks later, something unexpected happened. The same two bikers showed up again, not to start trouble but to apologize. They'd found out who Jack really was, a former Navy SEAL, awarded for bravery in Afghanistan, now quietly raising his daughter alone after his wife's passing. Randy, the younger one, admitted softly, "Man, I didn't know. I was just being an idiot. I've got a kid too. Haven't seen him in months. You made me think about what kind of dad I'm being." Jack didn't scold them. He just said, "It's never too late to change. Start today." Over the next few months, Duke and Randy began visiting the auto shop where Jack worked. They didn't ride around causing chaos anymore. They helped out. Fixed bikes for kids in the neighborhood. Volunteered with Jack at the local veterans shelter. One small act of restraint, one moment of compassion instead of vengeance, changed the course of 3 lives. And every morning after that, As Jack waited at the same bus stop with Lily by his side, people who passed by didn't just see an old veteran. They saw what strength really looks like, not in how hard you hit back, but in how much kindness you can still offer after life's hit you hardest. Because sometimes, the real power isn't in fighting the wrong, it's in showing others the right way to live. Never mistake quietness for weakness. Sometimes, the kindest souls are the strongest warriors, the ones who choose peace even when they've seen war.